Hey everybody! Welcome back to the Cosmic Crusade podcast. This is your host Jay, hoping that you're having nothing short of a slay day, babes. Hey, hi, how are you? What's going on? What's good? It has been a minute. It's been a little minute, and let me tell you, I am so happy to have time again. To have time. I really find myself having days off and my free time being spent half free time, you know? It's half I'm sitting down and relaxing and playing video games, and it's half I am furiously cleaning everything as much as I can. Not furiously, but I'm just trying to get it done because I am very much the type A that I have to accomplish everything first. All of my tasks have to get done before I can get to enjoying and having my fun. That type of thing, you know? And oh, wow, I don't know what it is recently. Time has felt off. Have you felt weird with your experience of time? Because listen, I have this sort of preconceived concept with time that it's the longer I'm in it, the older I get, the faster it goes because I am kind of desensitized to the experience of time, and there's less and less little nuances of newness and excitement within the world because I'm so used to existing within the world and I have adapted through so much already that it's kind of just more nuanced existence as a whole. So experiencing that through the reality of time, I don't know. Time just seems like it goes by a lot faster now. Now listen, when I had 6 to 8 class periods that were an hour long throughout my day, some of those days really just felt oh my god, I am here forever. I am imprisoned right now. Please let me out. SOS. You know, it was very that energy. Very tick tock. The clock is not moving. The clock is just slow. We're trapped here all day. This hour has felt like half of my day, you know? But now, listen, in this current life moment, if you tell me I have an hour, okay, so I have 30 minutes to do what I want to do, and then the other 30 minutes is I gotta get ready, you know? I just gotta get ready. And I don't, in actuality, take 30 minutes to get ready, but it's preparational anxiety, you know? If there are things happening like that, that is where my mind has to be very strategic about it and very planned. So I make it places on time, so I can exist and show up in life in the way that I need to, in the timely manners that I have to, you know? Crazy. That was a little rabbit hole that I just took you all through. But anyways, we're gonna catch you up. You know, it's been a minute. It has been a little minute. You have some things to catch up on. And I honestly, this is gonna be such a good episode for me because I'm kind of doing a review. We're getting to the very end of the year here, and I have been reflecting and I have been looking back in my journal and looking back at okay, what were my goals for the year and what were we trying to accomplish? So we'll get into a little bit of that as well. Very good stuff. But little life updates, little high, low, water buffalo, what it do, how you do, what's good, boo. Let me tell you about my high, because really having multiple days off back to back, really has enlightened me. Really has freed me as a creative spirit. Really has indulged me in freeing myself of anxiety and stress. Yeah, because usually I have 2 days off in the week, but they're split. You know, there's a couple of days in between type beat. And having days off back to back, oh wow. Wow. And even prior to that, there has to be gratitude for the fact that I took my day off before these consecutive days off to do some cleaning. I knew what was coming and I was going to prepare myself to be able to fully relax. Because I just said, I'm the type of person that, okay, I have a day off, but I've got to get this task done, you know? The dishes are sitting there. Let's get them done. Let's knock them out. Let's wipe down the counters. Let's sweep and mop the floors. we're already in the kitchen. We might as well be doing all of this other stuff too, you know? Okay, well, no, the vacuum is just sitting out right there. It's real easy to just pick it up and go, go, go. Like, my brain is very that. Like, if I just start beep, boop, 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 I'm connecting the dots, and it happens very rapid fire of me completing these chores and these tasks. So that's what, like, if I have free time in my week, that's pretty much a priority for me to have a few of those moments so I can exist in a cleansed space and, like, fully relax into the space. Like, that's kind of what it takes, you know? My space has to be organized and it has to be clean, and I have to, like, be able to visually relax too, you know? Not see, like, thousands of tasks sitting around, like, okay, the dust is piling up. The dust is piling up, and you're sitting there in that TV stand that you're watching the TV on, babes. The dust is piling up. What are you doing? Clean it. You know? Like, shit just happens, you know? And life is life, and there has to be balance. But yeah, usually, if I have a day off situation, that is what I want to be doing. I want to be getting into the relaxation so I can have gratitude for that work throughout the rest of the week. But having them back to back and going into it prepared with all of those things done has just been so refreshing and rejuvenating that truly having these days off is my high. That this is the high point of the week. This is like, I feel so good. I feel so good. Water buffalo? No. Scratch it. The low has to go into Halloween and the costume situation because, like, we're going to the gig, but, like, we don't really know. Details aren't necessarily worked out. And so, like, me and Boo Thing are going to Spirit Halloween, but also the Spirit Halloween is, like, dainty. The aisles are very cramped, and it's not, like, a lot going on, and we just got overwhelmed. It just became overstimulating. Like, I can't go down these same aisles and also commit to making a purchase. And, like, they're expensive, girl. We're talking, like, $50 costume situations. Like, mamas, if I had inklings in my creative brain that this was all solidified in the exact way that it was going to be solidified, way weeks ago, I would have been crafting and creating my own costume, my own moment. However, that was not the situation. We said, oh shit, we have to buy costumes now. We very much procrastinated it, and that's what this was. It was an explosion of procrastination. And it all was just like, oh my god, you have to make a decision right now, but also, is this decision gonna, like, even pan out? We don't know. So, we came back to it, you know, I went to work, and after my shift, we went back to Spirit Halloween, and we said, chips and salsa. Chips and salsa. And honestly, Damien has been saying chips and salsa for a minute, so it's kind of like, yeah, girl, we're gonna be chips and salsa. Okay, here we go. I don't know. Halloween has never been something that is, like, crazy special to me. I mean, for being Halloween. Samhain is the other thing. That's the woo-woo spiritual witchy shit. Love that. Practice that. Yes, that. But Halloween-y, you know, I can go either way. I'm fine observing it. I'm fine not observing it. It's not that big of a deal, but oh my god, the stress, and the last minute procrastination decision was bad. It was bad, and that was like, we woke up and we went to the store immediately, and that's like the first thing of the day that we're trying to figure out and sort out, but like, whew. Now let me tell you a little something. Having that be the first conscious thing that you are putting yourself into is not maybe the best thing that you can do. Just speaking from my personal experience, I would not do that again. I would probably in the future plan a little bit better, but you know, at my core, I'm a procrastinator, and sometimes that'll happen. Sometimes you'll have that. I mean, it all got sorted out, and we got chips and salsa costumes, and we went to a party, and it was marvelous, you know? So, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, everything panned out exactly how it needed to. But like I was saying, it's just like the stress, the anxiety, the last minute decision making, procrastination moments kind of like popping up the pressure, and it was crazy. So that would be a low. Water buffalo. Listen, I got a water buffalo for you because this is what I've been doing also with my free time that I have been having recently and what I have been putting kind of probably a shameful amount of hours into, and it's called Wizard 101. Have you ever heard of it? Because Wizard 101 is an online MMORPG game, and you are like little wizard people, and you get to learn these little spells, and then you go and fight these different bosses, and like you're saving the spiral, you're saving the universe from this evil wizard, and you have to like, you're continually chasing after him type B. Listen, I played Wizard 101 so much when I was a kid. So much. That was like my shit. Okay? I like for so many years of being a privileged child and having an allowance, I would just put it towards Wizard 101. Like, come on. I just want to keep playing this game. I want to keep going further into this game. And like it was originally like a computer game. That was her thing. That was it. They just released it on console. They just put it on console. So now your Xbox, your PlayStation, your Switch, and your PC, you can play Wizard 101. And I was instantly like, oh my god, that's crazy. Unfortunately, and listen, I wouldn't even have remembered my childhood Wizard 101 account information, okay? It's long ago. I'm talking like I was probably freaking 10, 11. Like, this is long ago. I would not have remembered the information, but they didn't allow you to, like, transfer over if you're playing on console, which I'm playing on my PlayStation. They don't allow you to, like, take your computer account and put it on your PlayStation and play that account there. You have to start a new account specific to your PlayStation or whatever console. And I have been loving it. I have been absolutely just enamored and enthralled with all of the nostalgia from my childhood game. I really just have been pouring the hours into this game and reliving my wizarding life. They have like a bunch of different schools, right? And initially when you're starting out, they'll give you a quiz so you can like kind of figure out what type you would want to be. There's like fire, ice, and storm, and then there's like myth, life, and death, and a seventh for balance. And I chose to be a death wizard because the really thing about death wizards is when you're in combat, you damage people, but damaging them can also heal you so you can stay in combat longer. Self-sustainability, we love it. Come on, hyper-independence. Who? But that was the path that I chose for this game, and it's been doing really well. So, you know, we hit the level 30. We're rocking 30 levels in this bitch, and I'm just having an absolute blast. Like, I am just overjoyed to be walking down this nostalgia lane with Wizard 101, which was, like, also something I poured a lot of hours into as a child. So, you know, getting to relive that experience as well and having it, like, be essentially the same thing. Like, it looks pretty much how it looked, and we're doing the same things that we were doing when we were kids, but it's just a nostalgia factor that just makes it so enticing and so awesome. It is free to play for the first little bit, but they launched like a first arc bundle pack for console to get us all into it, so you know we hit that up. And there's also like $10 membership too, like whatever. Easy peasy type beat. I'm having the time of my life. That's what's been going on in my life. I hope you have all been enjoying this crusade through the cosmic reality of existence as much as I have, truly. And I hope you are ready to dive into this week's episode. Get comfy, get cozy, get ready to talk about the mystic, the cryptic, all that wild, wonderful shit in between. Because this week we are diving into this past year. We're kind of doing a little year in review type beat, like I was saying earlier. Looking back at, like, I want to talk about all the goals, getting the goals, being a goal getter, you know? Because there has been so much that has been done this year, and it has been so easy for an entire month to go by and me be like, wow, I really didn't do much that month. But it was more of, I'm doing things internally for myself. I'm doing self-work. I am like working in my house and in my space rather than I am going out to events. I'm hanging out with friends. I'm going out and having these yoga sessions, these therapies, like, you know, less of that. Less of that, more of the internalized hermit working on my space. We've had a few months of that, and I think it's just easy to look back and be like, well, I really didn't do much last month. But also that ties into the illusion of time and like how it's just fleeting and going by so quickly in this moment. I feel like time just be going by faster. It's weird. But let us go ahead and dive in. So like in my little journal moment, I wrote down a list of ins and outs for the first of the year earlier this year. And I also wrote down a list of goals. And like reviewing this was crazy work, girl. Crazy. So let's go ahead and talk into it. So these are the things that have been checked off of this list. Casino. I wanted to go to a casino, you know? That was just something that I had never done. And it was something that like and it was something that like I had finally hit the legal age to do so. So why not? Why not just kind of get out there and experience life? I didn't like it, if we'll recall. I didn't like the casino experience. I didn't win anything. I just kind of lost out $200, but like it was $200 I was fine on losing. I don't know. I feel like I'd have a better time at Dave & Buster's, man. But, you know, casino. Now, gambling also, because the Powerball was crazy recently, gambling kind of made a re-up. Gambling kind of came back through later in the year because, like, I did that at the very beginning. My birthday's in January. So I did that at the very beginning of the year. And, like, now, at the end of the year here, we had some gambling pop-ups with the Powerball being, like, so high. We tried to win some money there. We won some money. We didn't win, like, the grand prize. Obviously. I would be making so much more content if I did. I would just be giving my time back to being creative if I did. I would be freed. But, no. Like $50, I think. This is probably the best I won. It was, like, fine. Like, I didn't put that much into it. But, you know, just funny. Just little funny games that the gambling had a life cycle that popped back up. I'm not very interested in it still. In this moment is how I feel. But, hey, we'll win some, you'll lose some. That's life. What else? Sensory deprivation. That was really good. That was also part of birthday celebrations. That was a really good, eventful day for me to get things done off my list. I think also, earlier on in the year, I had this list, like, seared into my mind because I wrote it in the very first month of the year. Like, this was something that was very prominent, very prevalent, very like, okay, this is like goals that we need to be getting done. You know how I talk about like cleaning and keeping up with household chores and like those task lists, check it off. I think some of that energy sort of translated into this stuff as well, because I was very like, okay, I want to spend my time getting this all checked off, and getting it done. Now with the sensory deprivation, that was like the float tank experience, and that, oh my god, I need to go back. It's time to go back. That was so amazing. Like, literally just sitting there and like being weightlessness in your body in this darkened room with like this ooh-wah music going on. Like, oh, absolutely heaven. And like I said, that was paired on the birthday day, so I know I had some good food. I think I ate Aladdin's. I know I had some good food going on too. So overall, just like combining that experience of having like what, it was probably an hour of floating in like, I think the water matched body temperature, so like it was perfect water. And just like, oh, the zen that you feel and the cleanse, because there was actual salt in the water too. And salt is just like a sponge for negativity. If you didn't know, salt is very cleansing. So like having that full experience and just like coming out of that is like, oh God, just a purifier of a day. Truly. I miss that. I want to go back to that. But also in like the same vein, we had a yoga class on here. Now, yoga classes, yeah, definitely something I've kind of fallen off of recently. Girl, I need to text Ty. That's my yoga buddy. I need to go back. But yeah, I definitely have done a fair amount of classes this year, being the first year that I had ever taken a yoga class. I just wanted to do it more. And even after the initial one, like kind of not necessarily knowing what to expect. And like, listen, I'm very much so an at-home, do-it-yourself type of person because like it's free, it's accessible, and I don't have to worry about like transportation and like driving and getting myself to a yoga studio or like a gym or whatever. And also I don't have to worry about appearance as much. Like literally you could do this shit butt ass naked, Not that I do, but you could. Who's gonna know? Who's gonna care? Literally. It's in the comfort of your own home, do it as you will. Whereas, like, if I'm going to a place, I kind of got to be mindful of what I'm wearing because I want it to be comfortable, but I also want it to be, like, functionable in a sense of I can move around without feeling too constrained, but also it's not like baggy, saggy clothes that are falling off the body. Like I'm still modest about it, So, like, going into it, I didn't necessarily know what to expect for this little yoga class moment, but I had done plenty of like yoga videos and classes in my house through YouTube's, and it was wonderful. It was a vinyasa flow, and I was definitely a sweaty Betty, but hey, that's just how you be when you're moving your body, and that is just your body's way of cooling itself, and you're knowing that you're working. You know that the work that you are putting in is paying off and actually having a genuine, tangible effect on your body. And looking back at it, now we've done like a full moon yoga session outside. And like we've had so many other classes, and we've had flow classes, and we've done Pilates, and like all of these wonderful classes. And I will say that with each experience that I've had going to a class, it has just been really good. Like every single time I walk out of those doors and I have a moment of gratitude and I reflect to myself and say like, yeah, I really did put my time and my energy into this, into myself, into the physical body, into the physical being to give back to myself for longevity in the future, investing within the self. And so there's always like the gratitude there, but you just physically feel good as well after finishing those things because it's like, dang, dude, like I just did that. I just pushed myself. I really was up in there huffing and puffing and breathing so loud, but I did it. I completed the work. I didn't give up, and I showed up for myself. And I think moments like that are really important. So yeah, the yoga class, we did it and we loved it. What else? Yeah, Reiki. We just did a Reiki session. We literally just did it the last weekend in October, and I booked it. I said, I'm off on Saturday, and she has an opening for Saturday. I'm not waiting till November. Let's get this shit. And I got that shit. And like, listen, if you don't know what Reiki is, essentially it is where you are sat and you are laid upon like a massage table type beat, and the practitioner will channel the life force energy and move it through themselves to you. They're a conductor. They're a channel for this life force energy that we all have, that we're all a part of. And just kind of flow through you. She went to different points all around my body and channeled that energy into me. And that experience was really, really healing. And like having, if nothing else, this was an hour long and I was under like a weighted heated blanket. So like literally take the woo-woo out of it. You were just sat there laying in a very comfortable position for an hour and like you're shutting them eyes. Like you can have like a little meditation moment too. But having that dedication meditation to bring in and align all of my energies. Like, I truly did feel it. Like, afterwards, I felt lighter. I felt more open. I felt less anxious. Like, anxiety, who? Stress, who? You know, I wasn't like thinking of outside factors. I was just existing aligned within the present moment and feeling fulfillment, you know? Reiki was just magical. It was just a wonderful experience that I would definitely do again. I had looked, because this one was pretty close to my house, I had looked for ones out in like Medina and out in like Strongsville, and you know, some of these places were doing like 140 per hour. My girl got me in for 66 for an hour. I said, okay, 66 for 60 minutes. I'll take it. That's great. So it's not necessarily the cheapest thing, but I feel like it was worth it for the experience. I feel like I enjoyed the experience. I feel like it was something that was kind of on my witchy bucket list of things that I need to like engage within and understand and like just experience through life. And I'm very grateful that I did, I will say. Yeah, so that was really good. Reiki, dude, hit me with like a Reiki, the sensory deprivation tank, and like a good book in a day. Maybe like a little hot chocolate, maybe like a little minty tea. Oh, I'm done. I'm done for. I would just ascend. I would ascend into happiness. That's what would happen. What else have we completed this year? Okay. Heavier dumbbells. That was really good too. Same vein as like the yoga class talk situation where I just want to like, and listen, when I'm going up in my dumbbells, I'm not killing myself. Like literally, this is like, we're talking 15 pounds. That's what we're working with. Two 15-pound dumbbells, 30 pounds. I'm like, okay, that's good. That's what we worked up to. We were at 210 pounds, so like 20 pounds before that. And I'm like, okay, let's increase it a little bit throughout this year because like when I am working out, I want to be not only challenging and engaging, but like toning and transforming my physical being as well. And I feel that through through the usage of heavier dumbbells, I'll be able to achieve that ish much easier. And it has taken a lot, I will say, throughout the year, throughout these few months, it has been like, oh my god, these things are so heavy. I don't want it. Like, wow, they're heavy. They're heavier. But as I've used it more and more, obviously, I have grown and I have strengthened myself to get used to using these weights that they're at and like actually going through my exercises with them. And now I'm to the point where I can do my full set just using those dumbbells. Because before it would be like I would do a few things with it and then I'd switch back to the 10 pounds, or I'd do half of it and I switch back to the 10 pounds. You know, it's always the switching back and forth. But now I'm to the point where I have like stabilized strength within myself to be able to fully go through with that and like engage in a workout and commit to, you know, 30, 45 minutes of using these dumbbells, running right through. Like, that's crazy work. That's awesome. Like, I genuinely just feel so proud of myself because the use of dumbbells wasn't something that I ever thought I would see myself doing and something I was initially a little adverse to. And I think the distaste came from like a notion of I don't want to be like some buff bro bodybuilder type beat, but also I've grown to the understanding of like, okay, if I just use it to build and sustain muscle and like go for, you know, kind of the toned body, you know, that's kind of the energy and the goals that we are reaching for now, that'll be fine. That'll be good. Like, there's still benefit to it. It's not, and also it's not like I'm gonna pick up dumbbells and instantly become Johnny Bravo type B, okay? Like, let's exist within reality here. That's just not how it works. But I think initially I was a little adverse to doing those types of things. I must say, I think both my current existing self and my body appreciate the fact that we have challenged ourselves and moved forward within that. But I think for the things that we have completed and actually done this year, it was using the heavier set of dumbbells, the casino, sensory deprivation, the yoga class, and Reiki. So what that leaves me with on this list is go to a rave. Listen, oh my God. Okay, number one, you can't look at me. You cannot look at me and say that I don't belong in a rave, because look at me, bitch, I belong in a rave. Hello. Hello. And I'm just, there's just like this wild child within me that just wants to go around, just wants to go out and party out. So I'm working with my girlfriend cause she knows some people who's in the industry, and I'm like, okay, yeah, whenever they're playing, you let me know, and we're gonna go to their show, and we're gonna live it out, we're gonna let our hair down type beat. I would just love for that type of release. That feels so good. So I think that, come on, it's the 11th. We have like a whole other month. We're good. The 11th month, we're good. We got this. We'll go to a rave. Finish my Invisible Library book series. This is so good because I was doing kind of like a psychology book dive, which then led down to attachment style workbook. And like, listen, I am so bad with books or like topics of knowledge because, I don't know, undiagnosed ADHD question mark. She comes through in that sense very much so. Like, I'm a kid in a candy store. I want it all. I'm just like, oh my God, ping pong, ping pong. I see so many different topics. Oh my God, like growing your own food, fresh cooking, how to make this at home, how to make this homemade fresh dough, how to make this homemade sauce. Oh, but also astrology and houses and their squares and what it means for the different planets and what it means for the different regions of the earth. And oh my God. So yeah, that comes with books as well, because I'm like, okay, fantasy, okay, psychology, okay, self-reflection workbook, like, whew. So I gotta come back. I have one more book. I have one more book in the Invisible Library series to finish, and then we'll be good. And then that'll be checked off. So between now and the new year, I definitely have enough time. And that's why also, as a part of my free time today, I finished out my psychology book. I like zipped through her. I said, we have to sit down and we have to finish. I only had 70 pages left, so it wasn't too bad. But we had to like lock in and finish it, please, because I got to get to this. Yeah, so go to a rave, finish the series, and then the other one I had listed on here, the other one I had listed on here was get a new job. And like, listen, I manifest that for myself in nothing but like the best way that it'll come to me, in the exact right timing, in the exact right way, with the exact right people, in the exact right moment that it needs to type beat. But I don't know that I would be upset with myself if that did not get checked off in this exact time frame, you know? Because new jobs just always feel so springtime to me. Working somewhere else always feels so springtime, because if we're going into fall and winter, that's very like hermit coming into comfortability and stability, which is familiarity, which is the job that you've already been working, you know, especially like in my scenario where I've been doing this years and years and years and years. It's just so easy to keep going. But unfortunate reality, hard truth reality, is that I am burnt out, and I'm burnt out of being burnt out. And like, it just doesn't spark joy in the ways that it used to. And I just don't think that it's contributing to me outside of a financial standpoint. And I don't want to just be in a job for that type of sense. Like, if I'm just doing something for money, then I might as well get a click, clack, tip, tap, like, job, you know? Like, whatever. So we're still thinking about the logistics of that, and, you know, Mama's got a mortgage, so I can't just willy-nilly make these decisions lightly. And that's not to say that I am leaving right now. It's to say that it is something that is within my mind, and it is something that I'm thinking about in the overarching long term of the futures. I can't see myself doing this exact same thing for much longer. I'm running out of energy. I'm running out of myself to give to that environment. Yeah, we gotta back out. And it's so crazy because every time I have moments like this where I have consecutive free time, it's like, oh, like I recharge and then I go back and I'm instantly drained. And it's crazy how fast I get drained. Like, that really is a big point of like discontent, and can't we get a giddy on out, please. Toodaloo boo boo. So yeah, I think it's been a really good year. I think we have done a lot of fun things. We've gone to many shows. We took a freaking cruise, dude. Ain't never done that before. Like, it has been a wonderful and eventful year, and you know, I'm looking forward to finishing out these little bits of goals that I have left on my list here, and I am looking forward to this new year and to continue to go on this creative existence of creation within this podcast and sharing that with you all and living our best lives. This has been a wonderful review. I hope you have enjoyed. But with that being said, until next time, my friends, peace and love.